Welcome back. This is Friday Fuel, and this is our mini-series, Answer Me This. This mini-series is designed to help you overcome challenges, dive deeper into your fatherhood story, and ultimately understand that motivation that fires you up, that gets you ready for the next challenge, and importantly, helps you lead with confidence, challenge the status quo, and deliver what they truly need. This is Answer Me This. Let's get started. This week's question: are you leading your family or just existing in it? I want you to pause for a second. Don't answer just yet. Ask yourself, are you setting the emotional tone in your home? Are your decisions made with vision or out of reaction? Are your kids witnessing a man who's choosing the path forward, or one who's just coping? As always, I want to be brutally honest with you. If I'm honest, I've been leading my family in survival mode. I know it's my duty to set the tone, but sometimes I don't always get it right. And when I think about it, am I setting that emotional tone that they need? Yes. But is it the tone that I want to set day in and day out? No. Am I trying to build a legacy that will live on and create something remarkable for my kids? Yeah, I have a vision, a plan, and a story I have committed to. But at times I find myself reacting to the here and the now. Back in April 2020, I made a promise that it wouldn't catch me out again. But once you're balancing a career, supporting your partner, and helping your kids to find their confidence, resilience, courage, and become all-round good people, everything can become a reaction. It's not your fault. The pressure builds, and sometimes the rhythm is off and you end up in survival mode. The question that interrupts the cycle, though: what does Dad stand for? What is Dad building? Who is Dad becoming? Think about it. What they say right now, unfiltered in their words, through their eyes. Because our legacy is built on the connection that we share and the way that we make them feel. For me, I want to create family-focused time, but I know that it's entirely dependent on the challenges in the week ahead, the mood within the home, and the pressure we're collectively under. What about you? What are you facing? What challenges do you need to overcome? It's what we manage and how we manage it, and how it shows up in the home that's going to define us. So what do they see? How do they feel? More importantly, what are they learning? I always had this deep-rooted fear that my relationship with Henry would be altered by the events that played out in 2020. For the first time, I felt more pressure. Pressure to be present. Pressure to repair. Pressure to show him more love. In 2022, I reflected on my work. What did it mean? Did I feel valued? And was that value realised by my employer? I looked at everything: salary, challenge, opportunity. What mattered more? I needed to understand that. Salary makes things easier. Challenge, well, that keeps you engaged. Opportunity to grow, that motivates you. But as a father, it's what you do outside the home that creates value inside it. No challenge, and you feel empty. A good salary can create a barrier to presence, but it can deliver what is needed to create financial stability. A lack of opportunities to grow can leave you empty and conflicted. The question I wrestled with was, what impact do I want to have? And what is going to stop me having that impact? What motivates me is challenge. The greater the challenge, the more fulfilled I feel. And of course, that's why I created the Modern Fatherhood Club. What I do here gives me the challenge I need. I wanted to create a new standard for fatherhood. I wanted to show you that presence matters more than perfection. That leadership doesn't mean carrying it all. It means sharing the truth while carrying some of it. It was never about being the expert. I don't have it all figured out. I wanted to position myself as your mirror. We want similar things, right? You want permission You want to feel heard and challenged. You don't want BS. Neither do I. The one thing that drives me is never falling back into that cycle that had destroyed my confidence. We need to be clear on what impacts our ability to show up and give them what they need. It's the demand on your time, the pressure or lack of it, the lack of growth or exposure to new opportunities, that stagnant feeling, that restlessness, the need for a new environment. These things, they influence how they see you, what they learn, and how they feel. Everything we do is for them. But if it erodes our sense of worth and value, you've got to ask yourself, is it doing more harm than good? Frankly, your kids don't care what's going on in your world. They don't understand it. And your job is to protect them from it. But what they see day in and day out, that can alter your relationship. So if I held up a mirror, what would my boys, Max and Henry, say about who I am? Well, it would be raw and it would be unfiltered. They'd speak their minds. I'm fun, loud, ready to wrestle. A love for the outdoors. I can be strict. I'm clear on right and wrong. I'm a rule maker. I'm supportive. I'm encouraging. Always involved at bedtime. But they'd also say, sometimes I'm a bit grumpy and short-tempered. The latter I am well aware of and I work on. And that's why I write and talk to you. I'm still working on me. I'm still trying to understand the role that I want to play, and I'm still trying to maximise my impact without burning out. I still wrestle with prioritising the things that truly matter to me and how those external influences shape the way I show up. At 5 and 8, my boys are beginning to form beliefs about what a man does when he's under pressure, how love is expressed, what matters most in the home. Your kids may not know what legacy you're building, but they're already feeling it. They're watching how you carry the weight. They're measuring joy through the tone in your voice. They're learning what being dad means by how you show up. Tired, determined, distracted, present, or all at once. They're learning from your tone, the way you treat people, how you speak about others, and the way you treat them and their mum. In 2020, I made a choice to align with my purpose, let it guide my decision making, and find strength in my story. I simply had one objective: be the dad they needed and understand the role I played and the impact that I wanted to have. But I wasn't ready to change completely. I had to rebuild, and in 2022 I took that leap of faith. Be more present, focus on what really matters, and find a role that ticked most of the boxes. Salary, challenge, opportunities. That role didn't give me everything, but it gave me more opportunity to be home, present, less conflicted, and give my kids what I think they need. That one change gave me the chance to lead on the front foot, to be clear-headed and become the support network my partner and my boys needed. To be more present, you need to be clear on the influence you have, where you are headed, and how you can limit the influence of the outside world. It's how you show up in that moment that will show them who you are. That conflicted state is one where you lack clarity and focus. What you need to understand is that link between what's important and your decision making. Clarity gives you power. Power to reconnect and prioritise the influence you can have over those things that cloud your judgment and leave you feeling empty. I'm not saying you need to change jobs. Back in 2022, it wasn't about changing roles. It was about leading with intention and conviction at home. It was about working on something that served us as a family and created time and space, not immediately, but later down the line. That chance to take stock made all the difference. But it's not been without its challenges. And that's why when you become a parent, you've got to take a step back. You've got to ask yourself, what does dad stand for? What is dad building? Who is dad becoming? What type of dad do they need? And what beliefs do I hold? And what values have shaped me into the man that I am today? It's okay at times to lead from the back foot. That back foot approach gives you time to rest, reset, think through your next move, and plan for the future. They need you to lead, not just exist. Leading with intention, though, that requires conviction. It requires a mission statement, one that centers you and allows you to refocus at any point, no matter the challenge. Otherwise, you're at risk of drifting. And if you're drifting, you're not present, you're not leading, you're just existing. I'm not here to just be in the room. I'm here to lead, even if that means doing it imperfectly, exhausted, and one day at a time. I'm here. I'm not absent. I'm present. And I'm aware. I'm aware of my power. I'm aware of my influence. I'm aware of my strengths and clear on my weaknesses. That's what they need. A dad willing to lead with intention, focused on his impact and the influences that can distract him along the way. How you conduct yourself sets the tone. It shows them how to live, how to have fun, how to respond under pressure, and how to be confident in your own skin. Fatherhood is about empowerment, but it's also about learning when to disconnect and understanding those things that stop you doing so. Your role is to know when to disconnect and just be. As always, I'm Aidan. This is Answer Me This, a series dedicated to pushing you to go deeper on your fatherhood story. Remember, our resources are all available at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. Our guide to avoiding burnout and focusing on the right things is available now for free. And for those of you willing to step up and elevate your fatherhood story and become truly present, the New Dad Recharge is available right now for £49. And we've thrown in Fatherhood Unleashed to keep you honest, accountable, and focused on your impact. So what's fatherhood about? Simple. It's finding your feet. It's getting clear on your impact. And it's disconnecting from the outside noise so that you can maximise that impact. You do have to be clear on those things that leave you feeling conflicted. Because it's that noise that stops you being present. It stops you meeting their basic needs. And we all know what those basic needs are. It's love, it's warmth, it's presence, it's connection. Everything we do, every moment that we have with our children creates an opportunity to shape who they become in the future. With a plan, with clarity, with purpose, we have the direction. It's how we respond under pressure. It's our reaction in those moments that will teach them what life is all about. It will teach them about stress, fear, anger, frustration, joy, laughter. You see, you've got to understand how they see you for you to lead with intention, because those little blind spots that they see, and as they produce that raw, unfiltered feedback, you're going to feel it. Because they'll tell you, they'll be honest, they won't hide their true feelings. And it's those moments that can bring you closer together, but they only bring you closer together if you can interrupt the cycle, if you can disrupt that behaviour that you display. Once disrupted, then you can bond. Then you can create those unique moments. Your fatherhood story is all about you. It leaves a legacy for them. But you've got to spell out what that legacy is. You've got to understand your role. You've got to understand what they need. You've got to understand the man you are today and the man you are becoming. Because fatherhood is your chance to reset. It is your chance, in the exhaustion of it all, to take a moment, to take stock, to make the right decisions. You've got to understand what motivates you. Now, the great thing about having kids is that they give you that motivation. Sometimes you misdirect your motivation towards the wrong things, or you apply too much pressure to yourself. But there is this chance to reset. There is this chance to just take stock of how much you've achieved and what it has delivered so far. The key question that you need to answer is that external influence impacting that influence that you have at home? Is it disrupting your internal dialogue and leaving you distracted, conflicted at times? You cannot be a distant dad. You must show up with all your energy, regardless of how depleted you feel, because they need to see the very best version of you. They need to see how to attack challenges, how to navigate uncertainty. They need resilience, strength. Your values, your beliefs, and your partner's values and beliefs set the tone for who they become. Shine bright, lead with clarity, lead with joy, lead with intention, create unique moments where you can connect. This is Aidan. I'm the founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club, and I'm here to support your journey.